Yep, let's try test this sound here. Welcome everyone. This webinar will get started in 1 minute. Okay, let's see here if we can get started here to get the sound going. Looks like we have sound. And I welcome everyone to this webinar. If you're new, so these webinars is every Sunday, and we call them the Sunday School. And this is where you can get some inspiration, information, some new thinking, and help you to build your business. And if you're brand new, so you're especially welcome. And of course, we welcome everyone, all the old timers who always attend these webinars, and leaders always attend trainings. That's mandatory, not for anyone else's sake but yours, because you can't be without information and training. If you want to change something, you got to change. And if you got to change, that means you got to put some new information inside your mind. And but most of us doesn't really realize this, that's why I always stress that personal development is the key to everything, because these principles you can use in your life wherever, whenever, and they never change. That's the thing, that's the beauty with principles. They never change. They are the same yesterday, tomorrow, and today. And if you need that change, if you want some financial change in your life, you want something to change, you got to put something new in. Otherwise, you will just act and continue to act the way you've been doing everything up until today. So there is a great saying, and that is, everything you have today, everything that you don't have today, that you're missing, are the result of your thoughts up until today. So if you want to have something new, something more, something different, you got to think differently. That's why we have these webinars, and that's why we continue to do this every Sunday. And this is a truth for everyone, because some people think there's going to be, they think that luck or, coincidences is the thing. They're waiting for something. But I can tell you, there's no one coming to rescue you. There's no one that's coming to do it for you. The only one that can change things is you. So the change starts with you. If you want to change something in your family life, you want to change your kids, you can tell them to do stuff, but do they do what you tell them, or do they do as you do? Do they copy you? Do they copy your mood? Do they copy the way you speak? Do they copy the way you do things? Yes, they do. And the same thing is in this industry when we work with direct sales, that people don't do what we tell them to, they do what we do. That's why it's so important to have real change. Real change, okay? And then some people don't believe in that. That's fine. They don't have to. You're not going to be forced to do stuff. But so what we do here on Sundays, we talk about principles, we talk about inspirational stuff, motivational stuff, and new ways of doing things. And some things you heard before, some things are new. That's always the case. And I will start here today with some characteristics of a leader. So what are those characteristics? Well, a leader is setting the pace. A leader is leading his or her organization. So whatever your organization is doing, that means in text of action, how much they do stuff and how often they do stuff and how urgent they feel that things are. You got to have a sense of urgency. You are setting the pace. Remember that when you deal with your organization. If there's something wrong in your organization, you better go stand in front of a mirror and say, what can I do better? What can I change? Of course, it's not always that case, but most of the time. And speed is everything. The speed that you have in your organization, when you do things, do you wait a couple of days or do you act immediately? Bam, bam, bam. Leadership is about taking action. And speed is also about, how many, it's always about numbers. How much or how many? Could be people that recruits, or there could be presentations, there could be phone calls, there could be trainings, Leaders got to be attractive, because people are looking to you and say, whoa, do I want to be like him or her? Do I want to be part of this in this organization? So who are you? How is your attitude? Are you helping people? Are you a good leader? Do they feel comfortable around you? Do they trust you? And so on. And then sacrifice. Be a servant. The one amongst you that should be the greatest is the one that serves the others. And it's so true. And if you haven't tried it, I'm telling you, try it. Responsibility. Ability to respond. To what? Well, to everything. And responsibility is actually ability to respond. To what? To problems. To respond to crucial things that need to be taken care of. Or you need to be on top of information. You need to, there's so much that leaders need to do to serve his or her organization. So ability to respond. When someone is calling you, do you call them back immediately or do you wait? Do you put it on? Because if you put things in the future, it will never happen. You got to live in the now. We've been talking about that in other webinars. So those are a couple of characteristics of a leader. And those are the aims that we have when we build ourselves every Sunday here on Sunday School. And if you're new, you maybe haven't heard this, but if you've been around, you know that, your belief system, your core belief system is who you are. Your core belief system. And that means that all the thinking that you're doing, people think that they actually make their own decisions, which they don't. 95% of their decision making is made in the subconscious mind. That's where the core belief system is. That is what you really think about things. That's where you make judgments. That's where you compare things. That's where you measure things. That's where so So if you understand like this, you have a mind which is conscious. That's where you see and look at things in the now. Then you have a subconscious mind where you record all the things that you see during a day, for instance. So, and when you record, we have been doing this since we were born. We were starting the recording machine when we were kids, and then we only had our ears, we were listening, and we could hear voices, and we could hear the tone of the voice, and were they angry or were they happy, or how was the surroundings when we grew up. That's also counts in our subconscious. So our subconscious is the collection of all our senses picked up until today. And there's two key factors. You don't record everything, because that would be a big recorder, but you record the stuff that repeats, and you record the stuff that you have an emotional involvement. And that is your core belief system. That is what you really think about things. Have you ever wondered why you have certain judgments about stuff? Maybe you don't like dogs, or maybe you like certain areas, or, probably because someone close to you did that when you were a kid. They liked the beach, or they liked the mountains, or they liked not dogs, but they like cats, or they like cats, but not dogs, or whatever. Your core belief system is programmed by someone else. Then when we grow up, when we end up in a business like this, then we can start to reprogram ourselves so we can actually make those decisions that we want to happen. So that's the key thing, that we're here to learn. We're here on planet Earth to learn about this thing that called life. That's my belief anyway, that we're here to make decisions, and we're free to think whatever you want to think. People can make their own decisions. They can even make bad decisions, and they're free to do that, so far, who knows what happens in the future. So that's your core belief system. That's what we're talking about. Your core belief system is what you really think about things. And that's where your 95% of your decisions is made. Okay? And your decisions that you make create habits. So your habits, what you do, how you do things, in what order you do things, in what speed you take, in everything that we started this webinar with, the characteristics of a leader. Those habits are your core belief system. It can't be in no other way. If you see people that, they do bad things, that's because their core belief system is programmed that way. And you say, well, wow, can it be like that? I'm telling you, that's the way it is. So we can turn this into our advantage, because I will talk a little bit today about the comfort zone. And you heard about that probably in other seminars or in books. And that's so true, because everyone has one. And this is connected to our core belief system, because our comfort zone is where we're comfortable. We feel comfortable about doing X or Y or whatever, So that's our comfort zone. And some people have a tiny, tiny, tiny little comfort zone. They're scared of almost everything. They can't pick up the phone and call the person. They're scared about that. So how do you overcome fear? Just by taking action. Some people have phone fear. They're scared of calling people. And how do you get rid of that? Well, you take a job as a salesperson in a telemarketing company and sit and call people all day long. And you get rid of your fear. So that's how you overcome things in life. You do them. So you can see the people have a tiny comfort zone. They haven't done so much in their life. And that's why they are scared of almost everything. And tiny comfort zone, tiny bank account. Big comfort zone, big bank account. So it's actually is an equals. Tiny comfort zone, tiny bank account. That's how it works in life. It's not my fault. Don't blame me. I'm just a messenger. So when you have to grow, you want to have some more, you have to get out of your comfort zone. So when you're outside your comfort zone, that's where stuff is happening. So what makes a person leave the comfort zone? So we started this webinar today. We talked about characteristics of a leader, and you are the person that need to change. You have a subconscious, you have your core belief system, what you real thinks. That's where all the decisions are made and creates habits. So what does something make a person leave the comfort zone? I'm telling you, setting goals. Setting goals. Because when you have something to aim for, you're looking towards something. Imagine that you're going on a vacation, your dream vacation, or a great vacation, and you imagine how that would be, laying on the beach and eating good food and taking a swim in the ocean and stuff, whatever, or if you like skiing, you're in a ski resort and you're drinking hot chocolate in the Alps, whatever. That could make some people leave the comfort zone because they working towards that trip, because that trip costs money, and that money that they don't have, they need to get through a business like this. So that's how it works. You set goals, you break them down, and we talked about goal setting last weekend because it was a start of the new year. And those goals that you're setting that we talked about last weekend, and you remember the 3 columns and all that, those goals, you got to break them down. You got to have short-term goals, long-term goals, and you're working towards those goals, which make you leave the comfort zone. So when people come to this business, maybe they feel uncomfortable of inviting people. So they have to overcome that. They have to overcome that fear. And when they've done that, they actually made their comfort zone bigger, because now they did it and they saw that, wow, that wasn't too bad. People actually were responding good, because most fear that we have is just made up fear in our own mind. Anyway, so you got to leave the comfort zone, and setting goals is the key to that. So why don't people succeed if it's that easy? If it's that easy, setting goals, and then you're outside the comfort zone and you start making money. Because it's easy to do, it's also easy not to do. And there is the key thing. The people who succeed, why is it that, you can always measure things, and there's always statistics, and one statistic is, if you take a country, there's always 5% or 3% that makes more money than the rest of the 95%. And these are the key principles that separates those winners from the other people. The people who have, I said it before, a small comfort zone, small bank account. Big comfort zone, big bank account. Because those 3 to 5%, they just take action. Some of them are scared to death before they do it. Then they just do it. And when they do it, they see that it wasn't too bad. No, it actually was easy. And one thing that really, really binds the unsuccessful people together is that they have a habit to dwell on circumstances that they don't want, because they don't know the rule that what you think about Are you following me now? Your core belief system, what you program yourself with, it was you think about most of the day. So if you think about good things, and good things will happen. Think about bad things and bad things will happen. And it's just this is no humbug. This is no new age stuff. This is just rules that were created for us to our advantage, so we can use them. Because if this is the case, what I'm saying right now, then every person is actually in charge of their own life. Can you believe that that is the ultimate freedom? That every person can change their life if they just change the way they think. So if you think about bad things will happen. And that's what unsuccessful people do. They think about the things they don't want instead of thinking about the things they want. So that's goal setting. You need to think about the things that you want. You got to have them written down, and you got to take a look at them before you go to bed and during the day, and think, just dwell and get emotional. Because getting rich is not a bank account. There are miserable people with big bank accounts. You don't want to be miserable. You want to be happy, joyous, and free. That's why you need to be part of this course that we have, where we train and we pick up new ideas every Sunday. So getting rich is a mindset. Is how your mind works. That is what you put inside your mind. That's how it works. Your mind is a blank, empty from the beginning. When we're born, there's only like a couple of things that's there. The eating system is there, the screaming system, and the sleep system. Everything else you have got to program. You got to put inside. So, success formula. Listen to this. We don't reap what we need. Some people buy into that myth that just because you need something, people should feel sorry for you because you need stuff. That's not how it works. We don't reap what we need. We reap, I'm going to pass this one, and we reap what we deserve. Because I use this, and don't take me wrong, I don't promote Maslow, I don't promote everything he said or all his books, but I thought when I heard this my first time, I thought it was a pretty good way of understanding the meaning of life. Why am I here? Why am I going through stuff? Why am I fighting through? Why am I solving problems? Because that's the meaning of life. According to Maslow, he has this self-actualization pyramid where you start in the bottom and you have your basic needs. My mentor always said, sleep because we need to sleep, otherwise we go crazy. Food because we need energy during the day, and sex because of reproduction. He put it in that way. So the basic needs is in the bottom, and we shouldn't overdo anything of those, because if we eat too much, that's not good, and if we sleep too much, that's not good either. And if we have too much of the other third thing. So we have basic needs, which is it's actually for the humanity to actually, because if we didn't do those three things, there wouldn't be a human race. the earth would be empty. So you see, it's put down inside of us. We don't have to think about because we get hungry. We don't have to think about because we get tired. So those basic needs. Then we need to have a plan of our life. And since you're here, you're getting a lot of information that people pay thousands of dollars to get, that you get here every Sunday. I'm not saying that everything is good, but most of it is. Actually, I think it's good. I think it's pretty good. So, most leaders, they try to live of their charisma, but that's totally wrong. They live of their charisma or talent. But the only thing that can protect a person's talent or gift is character. That's why we're here, to build our character. And we do that when we move up in the Maslow pyramid. We build our character. And we know that we can't get something for nothing, because to move up, you need to do something. You need to leave your comfort zone to move up in those steps. So you will not reap what you need. You will reap what you deserve. Wow. Pretty honest thing, pretty good basic thing in life that most people don't realize. So this is the comfort zone. Back to the comfort zone. You know, we talked about, so if you see the arrows here, you have the comfort zone, whatever that is, whatever that symbolizes for you, that, you know, you can have a bigger one or you can have a smaller one, but you have one. Then you set some goals. Those are the arrows. The goals are outside the comfort zone, because that means to achieve those goals, you got to do something you have never done before, so you can get something that you never had before. Do you get that? You can't get something that you never had to doing the stuff that you always done. You got to do something that you never done to get something you never had. And like Sig used to say, you got to be before you can do, before you can have. So in that order. So you got to become something. You know, I talk about that. We're becoming. When we're at these webinars here every Sunday, we're becoming something. We're becoming more. We learn stuff. You know, some I know leaders that attend every Sunday school because they like it, and you know, they always find something, and that's the key. It's not the whole 40 minutes or 30 minutes that everything is super duper, because that's how it works. But we always find a sentence or a word here or there, or, you know, a principle like, wow, now I get it, you know, because you need to hear stuff a lot of times before you understand it. So anyway, back to the comfort zone. You set goals, so you leave your comfort zone. You're inside your zone. When you leave your comfort zone and do something you never done before, to have something that you never had before, your comfort zone grows. It becomes bigger. And all of a sudden you have a bigger comfort zone, because you now are not afraid of whatever you were afraid of before, that you were uncomfortable with. So your zone is bigger, which means that your bank account is bigger. It equals. Is it that easy? Yes, it is. So this is how it works. Let me see. Oops, what happened there? Okay. So you set those goals, and when you set those goals, the change appear. The change, and when does the change appear? When you take action. Action is the only cure for leaving the comfort zone, for having more, for becoming, for poverty, for lack of, you know, understanding. Action is the key. So we don't reap what we need. We reap what we deserve, and we reap what we plant. So you gotta be a planter. You gotta plant seeds. You know, planting seeds, that could be doing presentation. Planting seeds could be inviting someone to a webinar. Planting seeds could be talking to someone, just telling them your story. Planting seeds could be reading a book. Planting seeds could be being at this Sunday school webinar. You're planting seeds by being here. Wow. Because everything you do, when you take action, something good for yourself, something that you haven't done before, because you haven't heard this webinar before, because it's brand new, because I don't have a script, I just talk. So whatever comes into my mind, you will get. That's how it works. So this is planting a seed, being here every Sunday, attending webinars, attending events, buying event tickets, helping your organization, recruiting people. All those things are planting seeds. And there's only two ways to get new information. And that is by listening and reading. And some people go, what? Only two ways? There's got to be more. No. There's only two ways. Listening and reading. That's where you get your new information. And back to where we're, if you want to have a bigger comfort zone, you want to have a bigger bank account, when you set goals, you're going to do stuff and buy things and whatever, you need to change your information. Because the information that you got you where you are right now. If you want to go somewhere else, you need new information. And there's only listening and reading. There's only two driving force in people's life. That's why we need to set goals. There's pain and pleasure. People can get used to pain, so they live their lives miserable, and they die miserable. They die with the music still in them, you know? So like someone said, the graveyard is the most valuable place on earth because people are buried with the music still in them. They didn't do anything. They had ideas. They had dreams, you know, they had stuff they wanted to do, but they didn't because it's so easy not to. So they get buried with the music still in them. The thing is, it's better to get used to pleasure than pain. To have pleasure as a driving force. Pain could be a great driving force because pain, when you can't pay your rent or you can't pay, you know, your mortgage or you have problem financial, that pain, that driving force, I got to do something, is good. But pleasure is even better. So you can use both pleasure and pain to motivate you to actually do something. And that's why we set goals. That's why we set goals. So back to the comfort zone. You see that the pleasure, it's outside the comfort zone. The pain is inside. So, but the pain can be a driving force to drive you to take notes, to drive you to write those goals down and put a date, an end date to them. Because a written down dream with an end date turns into a goal. So all these webinars that we have, we are just talking about laws. We're talking about principles because success is obedient to laws. You just have to find out those laws. When you find out those laws and you get your, you know, wrap your mind around them and go, wow, I got it now. I'm starting to getting it. Wow, you're on for a ride that's never going to end. And that's the most beautiful thing in life, because then you change your own life and you can start changing other people's lives. And you know, those people who don't succeed are those who can't take an instruction. You tell them, do this. You know, most of the people, they don't. I don't have the answer to that, but they don't, because they have a big ego. Oh, you know, who is he to tell me what to do? Or, you know, I never take instructions, or, you know, why should I do that? Or, you know, the ego gets in the way. So you got to get rid of your ego. That's why you need serenity. You need peace of mind. It's quiet up there. That's a whole nother webinar. We'll do that someday. So guys, if you do that, we talked about today, the best of your life is the rest of your life. Because you're not who you think you are. You are who you think you are. Have a wonderful rest of the Sunday, and I see you all at the top because you will succeed if you do what we're talking about here every Sunday school. So, guys, go out in the world and change it. Be happy, joyous, and free. Most of all, free. And I'll see you next Sunday.